Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. I want to talk about the weaponization or the weaponizing of the Passport Bro movement and what this means going forward for black men. I'm not a leader of the Passport Bro movement. Let me say that. I'm not an expert on the Passport Bro movement. I just want to have a little brief conversation about it with everything that's going on social media and YouTube at the moment. I was slow to embrace the Passport Bro movement because I really didn't know what it was. No one ever gave me a clear-cut definition of what a Passport Bro was, who he was. But after a while, the more I thought about it, I thought, this is something good. The idea of more men, certainly black men, traveling and broadening their horizons and exploring their options, it was a good thing because I'll argue with anybody about the benefits of travel. Travel can change your life. Travel is an education. There's just so much good. There's just so many benefits that come from traveling. So I was thought, yeah, I'm going to get behind this. I'm going to support it. And I was excited, to see where it was going, to, about its growth. But the day never came. There was never any purpose or meaning given to the movement. There was no structure. There was no organization. It was just a label. Anybody could be a Passport Bro. And just like I saw the promise and the potential in it and wanted to support it and thought it was good, other people saw the promise and potential and became threatened by it, even jealous with it. And they just went out of their way to want to destroy the Passport Bro movement. So here we are in 2025, a mere 3 or 4 years after I even knew about the Passport Bro movement. And it's really gone now. Everything negative has been associated with the Passport Bros. Nothing positive. Because the detractors came in, the people who saw us as a threat, and they commandeered the movement. They control the narrative now. It's bad, man. I can't get 10 guys to say they're Passport Bros. Friend of mine, shout out to Q Dub. He said, Cal, man, I was all for the Passport Bro movement. He said he considered himself a Passport Bro. He said, but now it's all negative. Everything associated with Passport Bro is negative. He said, and I can't follow it anymore. I can't be a part of it anymore. Even the people who became famous because they were associated with the Passport Bro movement, their names and their channels and everything, they're even getting away from the Passport Bro movement because they've weaponized it now. The bad news always gets the attention. And because we never gave any purpose or meaning to the Passport Bro movement, somebody else did. They said, every time a black man goes overseas and crashes out or does something out of character, they're going to blame it on the Passport Bros. It's so bad now, man. It's really, really bad. And it's sad at the same time. And as a black man, that's why I'm making this video, man. I just think that they've weaponized that. Anything associated with black men is negative. I'm not a victim, man. I'm just telling you the truth. And they want to tear it down. Look at what they did to hip hop. They commandeered that. They took over the narrative of that. Same way they did with the Passport Bro movement. So now when they look at you as a black man, whether you're a Passport Bro member or not, whether you identify with the Passport Bro movement or not, you're a Passport Bro. And you carry around all that negative shit with you. And you're not welcome in places anymore. When I made the video about we need to stop apologizing for what happened in Kenya, you should see all the Africans in my comments and all these other videos. They're saying stuff like, oh, these African American men, that's what they call us. They've overstayed their welcome. They need to leave the country. Different countries, different people from different countries are saying this. You know, they've labeled us as we're no good black men who we don't mean any good to our countries, so we spread all of that ignorance wherever we go. So we're no longer welcome. Even the bad guys who mess up over there and they say, oh, I'm not even a passport bro, they stick you with that label, man. So it's a bad time, man, if you're traveling around now. I know some of you going to say, oh, you don't care. Man, I believe what happened in Kenya lit a fire, man. This is just my opinion. This thing ain't going to go away easily. They're going to use this just like they use all those other degenerates that cause problems overseas against the movement. But that's what happens when there's no structure, there's no organization. When you let somebody else control the narrative, man, you know, so they've weaponized the Passport Bro movement. And I just see nothing but trouble for black men going forward. And the people like me who I've been traveling, I was in the service, okay, but I don't count that. You got to go to wherever they send you. But I've been traveling since 2006, and it may not seem like a lot for a 62-year-old man, but it's changed my life, man. I know the benefits of travel. But I don't even know who coined the phrase. I don't even know who to give the credit to for coming up with the Passport Bro movement. But I know it was a great idea. I know it has a lot of promise, a lot of potential, but in a few short years, it's no longer here. It's gone. If I asked 100 people right now what a Passport Bro is, you're going to get 100 different answers. Everybody is separating themselves from the movement. I don't think that's good. It's just going to make things worse. The detractors are going to dig even deeper now. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. I got up with this on my mind, man, because I made a video for my members only. It was called, Has Passport Bro become the new N-word? Because they're going to use that against black men when we travel. It doesn't matter whether you agree with it or not. This is my perspective. So when they say, oh, we don't want those passport bros coming to our country, what they're really saying, you know what they're really saying? We don't want them niggas coming to our country. Those passport bros aren't welcome. What they're really saying is those niggas aren't welcome. See? But that's our fault. We didn't give the movement any purpose, any meaning. We didn't rally around it and build it up like it was supposed to and make something promising out of it. We allowed the enemy to come in there. Whoever you think the enemy is, black women, Western women, modern women, the white establishment, whoever it is, they've come in and they've weaponized that against us. So now people look at you like that when you go to a place. I saw a guy, he said, man, I had my trip booked for September for Nairobi, Kenya. He said, I canceled it. He said, I'm not going over there in that environment. It doesn't matter how much people try to reassure you that, hey, it's okay. I'm telling you, going forward, they're going to use that, man, like they've used all that other stuff against you, man. And pretty soon, they're not going to want us around, man. So remember, whenever you hear somebody use that passport bro word in a negative way, what they're really saying. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find your heart to help somebody. Not a day goes by that I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback. First of all, people are going to say, well, I'm not a passport bro. I've been traveling long before that. But see, now that the passport bro movement is here, things aren't the same. That was pre-passport bro movement and now doing the passport bro movement. Well, I should say post-passport bro movement because they killed it. They destroyed it. I can't get 10 men, black, white, or whatever, to identify as passport bros. Even the men who became famous because their names were associated with the meeting are no longer passport bros. They don't want anything to do with the movement. But I'm saying it never got a first shake. It never got off the ground. It never was able to show the promise and the potential that it has. And it's a damn shame that we're just going to drop the ball on something like that. Because promoting travel, certainly among black men, is something noble. I know that travel changed my life. It'll change other people's lives. It's an education.